and then we live together. So it is true. This is a poem for Lee's birthday. Since your birth, the earth has spun 90 times around the sun. The moon, meanwhile, has not been lazy, looping round the earth like crazy. 1170 times, waxing, waning, turning times. And still they spin and turn and run, moon round earth, earth round sun. Still they're healthy, hale and hearty, and so are you. So now, let's party. This is a very silly poem about a party that got out of hand. It's called At a Cat, and this is for anyone who likes Dr. Seuss' story, The Cat in the Hat, and thought it could go a bit further. So this is it. The cat in the hat had a rat in his flat. The rat had a gnat, name of Matt, that fluttered round the flat, hassling the cat, swinging on the cat flap, messing up his habitat. But worse than that was the plain bald fact that the rat was a prat, a right little brat. He sat on the mat, spat at the cat, went in his hat, didn't pay VAT, wazzed in the chip fat, ate all the kitty cat, knackered up the action on his fender strat. Dagnabbits of the cat, I can't help that, scrattle little rat, think stinking up my flat, gonna get that rat and his tattered little gnat, gonna splat into the flat with a baseball bat. But the gnat who sat unbeknownst to the cat in the band of the hat fluttered back to the rat, ratted on the cat, told the rat flat what and where that cat was at. What's that, said the rat, gonna splatter to the flat with a baseball bat, we'll see about that. So he waited till the cat was down on the laundromat, washing all the rat poop out of his hat. Then he phoned for a chat with his friend the wombat who came round the flat, chewing on a kumquat. Right, said the rat, gonna scat that cat right out this flat when he gets back. Have you got all that? I've got it down pat, said the good wombat. Top hole, said the rat. So the cat engaged the wombat in mortal combat. They went out flat like dog and cat. The cat got ratty, the rat got natty, the gnat got catty, and they all got batty. They battered and clattered and splattered and spattered. You couldn't see the flat for the fur that was scattered. There was fur on the mat, fur in the chip fat, fur on the frets of the fender strat. The cat was shattered, the rat was tattered, the gnat took a hit where it really mattered. Cut, said the cat, that's enough of all that, so they all sat down for a cuppa and a Kit Kat. Drat, said the rat said the gnat when they took a look round at the state of the flat. There's a lesson in that, said the cat. Rat, this tit for tat ain't where it's at. So the gnat took a nap, the rat took the rat, the wombat whacked, crapped at the cat flat, the cat let the flat to a friendly bat, and they all went to live in Montserrat, and that's that. And one more, this one's a bit of a longer one. This is a bit scary. This is for anyone who's ever thought of when you go on holiday in a nice warm place by the sea and you think of going swimming in the sea. Don't. And this is called Just When You Thought It Was Safe to Go Back in the Water. I was in need of therapy. I went to the bank and drew my savings, sold my body at King's Cross Station, eBay, Gumtreed, all my stuff, and ended up with just enough for an hour with the analyst. The problem, Doc, I said, is this. The thing that's bugging me is ever since I sat through Jaws, I can't relax on tropical shores. For every time I take a swim, I see this ghostly dorsal fin. Even at home, my skin turns yellow every time I hear a cello. The doctor said to me, your dread will only disappear if you confront the thing you fear from slightly closer every time until you face it eye to eye. So saying with a hollow laugh, he handed me the Tory graph and showed me where to read. I read about a new device designed to make great whites think twice about swallowing stranded swimmers for tea by means of sonic frequency, known from a distance of 3 meters to be repulsive to the poor man-eaters. I asked if I could leave, but the doctor said, you must be brave, for you there is no other way. They need someone to test the bleep against the sharks out in the deep. Expenses paid plus 50 grand and insurance if things don't go to plan. How could I disagree? I made my will, went to mass, plucked up courage, packed my bags, 25 hours to Australia, on the verge of cardiac failure, then overground to the coast, Shark Bay. Now guess how that place got its name? How did this come to be? This was the venue for the testing, though not, I hoped, my final resting. I started my induction training and beginning with slides. I found my way to the Science Foundation and started my induction training, beginning with slides and films of sharks of different makes, but all quite hard as far as I could see. I watched them all, the smallest first. That was bad, but it got much worse when I entered into the second stage, namely floating in a cage beneath the boat in my diving suit, surrounded by the savage brute staring in at me. Until at last the grim day dawned, when no more cage, all hope forlorn. I woke up wishing I was dead. Too late we sailed full steam ahead. Over the side sheep's guts were thrown, closely followed by my own, and sank into the sea. I fitted my mask and checked the rope, my final link with the baleful boat, strapped the bleeper to my hand, took one last loving look at land, then fearfully I took the plunge, praying I would eat and not be lunch for the sharks that swarmed around me. I saw the nurse shark, the hammerhead, the tiger shark looking quite well fed, and others I had learned about, discussing who would have first shout, till all at once they all turned tail, and to a shark they shot away. Were they afraid of me, or were they scared of something else that cruised the continental shelf? I gulped and peered into the gloom and saw a shadow, slimy, smooth, thundering through the dreaming depths, the great white shark. I held my breath and stared into its teeth. Left alone, and stared into its teeth. Left alone by evolution, preserved within the salt solution, through the ages, through the eons, the chromosomes continued on in this great brooding brutal fish, which turning with a mighty swish, now fixed its eyes on me. It came at speed with satanic grace. I held the bleak before my face. When the shark was just 3 yards away, I aimed and fired the sonic ray. Did the great white flinch? Did it blanch? Did it check? Did it turn in terror? Did it heck? But came straight on at me. And then I knew my life was spent, my wetsuit filled with excrement. The kind of thoughts that fill your mind on the point of death now flooded mine. Was the bleeper broken, or was my mark the ocean's only tone-deaf shark? I've always been unlucky. Such speculation came too late. I was in its mouth in a right old state. But as the teeth crunched through my waistband, I looked at the bleeper in my hand, through the blood and guts that now exuded. It was only then I saw the sticker. Batteries not included.